It has already been 10 years that Montech is in business, and to celebrate 10 years, they're doing a bunch of stuff, but what I wanted to focus on is actually the fans. I am a big fan of their fans, and let me explain these things to you. Link type fans are some of typically the worst things you could possibly put in a system. We've experienced the Thermaltake ones, we've experienced a bunch of other ones, and they are absolutely terrible. But what Montech is trying to do here is trying to have this link type ecosystem, quick connect fans without all the hassle and not stepping on anybody's toes when it comes to patents. So let me explain this a little bit more. What they've got here is a bunch of magnetic guides. So basically male, female, and pogo pins that fit just perfectly together, and look at this, right away it's powering all the other fans. Not any of this BS where like one fan isn't working, one fan isn't. And here's the other thing, these are beta, and I've connected and reconnected them like at least 10-20 times, they're still going. Also, the connector that's on the end, super easy to connect, boom, you're off to the races. I know that there's a lot of seasoned builders in our audience, but for newbies, this is maybe something I could recommend once it gets to retail. So let's also talk about some all-in-one liquid coolers that they're going to be showing here at the show and are going to be released within the next few months. So this is the CyberFlow Core, 0 RGB on this model. The nice thing about it is that you're now looking at a 30mm thick radiator. I would say a lot of the manufacturers this year are going to be moving to 30mm radiators as the static pressure on high-end fans gets better and better. So what we have here is, like I said, the 30mm radiator, along with three of Montech's new E25 PWM fans. Now these are 120mm fans. This is not going to be offered in a 140mm size or a 420, but the nice thing about it is that they have balanced, once again, static pressure, airflow, all of those other things that you want on a radiator. The other thing that you're going to see here is a VRM fan on this pump head. A lot of people have questioned the usefulness about this, and I get it. On current generation motherboards, the VRM doesn't really heat up that much unless you're using an ultra high-end processor. But the next generation, Nova Lake, Zen 6, and onwards, you're definitely gonna wanna look at something like this because that VRM area is probably gonna heat up more and more as we surpass 300 watts, 400 watts on the CPU. Something else that I questioned them about was an AMD offset. Unfortunately, they are not doing an AMD offset on that. I've requested it over and over again from Montech, and unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet. Now, if you want all the RGB bling, well, you've got this version. This is basically the Core 360 or 240 that looks more like, your blinged out RGB puke with a sort of cyberpunk aesthetic. Now, the nice thing here is the fact that Montech is always focused on price and warranty terms. So first of all, if you're looking at the 240mm version of the plain Jane stealth black CyberFlow 240, you're looking at only $70 US. And yes, that even includes all of the tariffs on there. If you're a 60mm version, which most people are going to go for, $80. You move on to the 360mm ARGB version, it tops out at just $85. On top of that, you have a 6-year warranty. Now, whether or not that warranty gets fulfilled, if there's any issues with it, that's a whole matter altogether. Now, one thing that I had also noticed here is that, get this, all right, so you've got this cooler, which is supposed to be the flagship performance cooler. But Montech has also done something else. They're going to be launching a curved screen AIO here. Now, this is their CyberFlow Ultra. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is, look, we've seen curved screen AIOs all over the place. After the Triax Panorama, of course, everybody was going to copy Triax in some way, shape, or form. But this one is going to be a lot less money. Why I wanted to talk about this is, get this, they are not bringing that thicker radiator and the high-end fans to this specific AIO. And I don't understand why they're calling it Ultra. You need that performance in order to back up the price and the fact that this is supposed to be a flagship AIO with this curved LCD screen. By the way, it's not OLED. On the positive side of things, we're talking about only $160 for the 360mm version. I just wish that they brought all of that performance that we're probably going to see from the Core series into this. Please, just do it. Hold on. They're screaming my name here. Maybe I have this completely wrong. Okay, Robert, cut. All right, and we're back. Supposedly, somebody gave me the wrong information here. There will be a high-end version of this. So basically what we talked about with the Core series, thicker radiator, high-performance fans, everything else with the curved LCD, and yes, they will still be targeting that at around $160. So like $150, almost $200 less than some of the other curved LCD solutions on the market. So, I mean, good job. Anyways, look, I am going to be signing off here. This is my last video from Computex. Thank you, finally. I'm done with sweating and everything else. The show has been amazing. Everybody at these booths has been super accommodating. I want to thank everybody that has hosted us at this show, and also you guys for watching this comment. I'm Mike, Dimitri is somewhere. He always goes walkabout. I don't know where he goes, but anyways, I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one that's not from Computex. Have a great day, guys.